call this meeting, the July 14th regular City Council meeting to order. Welcome everyone, very glad to have you here. And let's get to it. Ms. Mack, would you start us off with the invitation?
Most holy and everlasting Father, God, and God alone. Father, we thank you for this beautiful day that you've allowed each and every one of us to see. And we thank you for your loving kindness and your tender mercies. Father, we thank you for all of the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. Lord, we thank you for the presence of our fire and police protection, Lord. We are grateful to them always. Father, we are living in such terrible and tumultuous times, but we know that you will wrap your loving arms around us and keep us sacred and protected. We ask these and all other blessings in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ, we pray. Amen.
Amen. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, moving on to the approval of last meeting's minutes, I would entertain a motion to waive the reading and approve the minutes of the May 10th regular City Council meeting and the May 17th special City Council meeting. So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor of waiving and approving, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Minutes are approved. Moving on to presentations. Do we have anybody signed up for public comments today?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, then right on to proclamations. Got several important ones today. The first is about Men's Health Month. Could I present it to you, ma'am? All right. This is whereas, despite advances in medical technology and research, men continue to live an average of 5 years less than women, with Native American and African American men having the lowest life expectancy. And whereas educating the public and healthcare providers about the importance of a healthy lifestyle and early detection of mental health problems will result in reducing rates of mortality from disease, I, Casey Hancock, Mayor of the City of Hartsville and the State of South Carolina, do hereby proclaim the month of June 2022 as Men's Health Month, and encourage all of our citizens to increase awareness on the importance of a healthy lifestyle, regular exercise, and medical checkups. So, got a little hat for the photo here. Us men are so bad about going to the doctor and taking care of ourselves, they had to make a month just to remind us to do it. It's kind of a shame. Give me a hold that.
Yeah.
Got it? All right.
Ms. Adelina. Yes. Ms. Adelina?
Present the proclamation to you?
Yes, the proclamation, yes to us.
All right. This next one is in recognition of Juneteenth, whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863, declaring the slaves in Confederate territory free, paving the way for passing of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States of America. And whereas word about the signing of the Emancipation Proclamation was delayed to some 2.5 years to June 19, 1865, in reaching authorities and African Americans in the South and Southwestern United States. So I, therefore, Casey Hancock, Mayor of the City of Hartsville, South Carolina, hereby proclaim June 19, 2022 as Juneteenth Celebration Day here in Hartsville, and to urge all citizens to become more aware of the significance of this celebration of African American history and in the heritage of our nation and city. It's an honor to present this proclamation to you, Reverend Blue. Can you stand the photo, Ms. Cavaliers?
Yes.
Get the handshake. Yes, sir. For the photo. All right, good. We got two extra special ones. First is for Dwayne Cassidy Day. I'm gonna read the whole thing here, guys. Who can I present this to? Mr. Cassidy, you wanna come forward?
Heck no.
Of course. Chief, you wanna come up?
I'll go with you.
He deserves it. All right. Whereas Dwayne Cassidy has served the city of Hartsville in the fire service for 50 years, spanning May 19th, 1972, May 14th, 2022, and whereas he has served both in a full-time capacity for 30 years and he continues to serve in a volunteer status, and whereas during these 50 years he served in various capacities from entry-level firefighter to assistant chief of the department, and whereas the city of Hartsville wishes to recognize his dedicated 50 years of service, now therefore I, Casey Hancock, Mayor of the city of Hartsville, South Carolina, hereby proclaim June 14, 2022 as Dwayne Cassidy Day.
A couple of things. Along with that, we want to give him another plaque from the city for 50 years of outstanding service dedicated to the citizens of Hartsville. Thank you for your hard work and dedication. It's a pleasure.
A big word of thanks to the good Lord for allowing me to spend a little piece of eternity, I guess, in Hartsville and on the fire department. And thanks to a family, this lady back here has had, for the past 30 to 40 years, has had anywhere from 1 to 4 members of her immediate family in the fire service. So, if I can't tell you what's been going on about it, she can. To the city, I've been involved with 18, 20 maybe, combination city managers, mayors, and fire chiefs. At least 6 or 7 of each one, I don't know exactly. All the city managers, we didn't have city managers when I came here. So all of them, all of the full-time fire chiefs, the first full-time fire chief was still here. Then Chief Tommy Livingston took over and served under him and then several since then. A bunch of good firefighters, past and present, good friends, and just so proud to be a part of it. Thinking about old again, there's 2 fellows, well, Chief Livingston naturally. But there's 2 guys sitting next to him. Sean Irvin there was here when I got here, believe it or not, fighting fire. And he and I rode to the first fire that I responded to on the truck together. And he's now the proud owner of that truck. And it's still roadworthy. And then sitting next to him, Michael Webb, who came in just shortly after I did, so there'll be another 50 coming up before very long. He came in, of course, he was here before me with his father and grandfather. But he was not official until shortly after I got here. And rode to a lot of calls in a 1942 truck that he's now the proud owner of. And it's still roadworthy. So when you think about old, you can think about me and about history and about the fire service. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ms. Graham. Graham, could you join me up here in front of us? I got something special for you. All right. Y'all bear with me, I'm going to read this one too. Whereas longevity of life is a blessing for an individual and for a community which benefits from the knowledge, creativity, and experiences this individual brings to all. And whereas the City of Hartsville recognizes with respect and admiration the contributions of senior citizens to our community. And whereas Miss Adelina F. Graham is one such senior citizen born on June 19, 1932, and will be celebrating her 90th birthday this week. And whereas Ms. Graham deserves recognition as a strong advocate for all citizens, and whereas she was the first African-American female to be elected to the Hartsville City Council in May of 1993 and served District 1 in the entire city with dedication and distinction until only December 2017. And now, therefore, I, Casey Hancock, Mayor of the City of Hartsville, South Carolina, hereby proclaim June 19, 2022 as Miss Adelina Graham 90th Birthday Recognition Day.
All right.
Hey, Tree.
Here I am.
Yes, she is.
That's great.
On behalf of the
We'll get her here for-
mayor and all the council members, clerk, city staff, you deserve this.
Yes.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. I was in my yard working. Teresa came by yesterday, she said, I'm gonna take you to meet somebody. I said, where you going? She said, council meeting.
Meet all these folks. Here, get a picture real quick.
Great picture.
Thank you, too.
Okay,
We appreciate you.
thank you.
All right. And we have somebody here from SLED, is that right?
With the Department of Public Safety.
Department of Public Safety, I'm sorry.
We'll take it.
Sled works for a living.
I knew anybody driving was going to make it. Good evening, council members, Mr. Mayor. My name is Gregriggs. I'm with the Department of Public Safety with the Office of Highway Safety and Justice Programs. I help oversee the South Carolina Law Enforcement Network, and this is a very special award for me to be able to present tonight because I started my career right here in Hartsville in 1999. So this is great to be able to come back home and to see how the city has grown and flourished during that time period. If I could get Chief Thompson to step up here with us, that's great. Just to give you a little history of what we're doing, each year we have the opportunity to have a law enforcement challenge and also some DUI awards to help get agencies involved in making our roadways a lot safer so that people that are impaired on the roadways are taken off the roadways and to also prevent people from getting on the roadways while they're impaired. We give the agencies of South Carolina the opportunity to be able to submit a nomination for their agency, for not only the agency, but also specific officers to be able to show that they're working really hard to make our roadways safer. And the way that this works is we take those nominations within our agency, and then we have an independent panel. And this year we had an independent panel from officers from all across the Southeast, not in South Carolina, that made the winners' decisions. So that shows the work that Hartsville City did, and I'm pleased to announce that Hartsville City was our Category 3 for officers from 26 to 50 was the agency of the year for 2021. And if I can read that award. So the South Carolina Department of Public Safety presents the Agency of the Year Award to the Hartsville Police Department for excelling in the areas of DUI arrest, DUI victim services, and anti-underage drinking programs in South Carolina during 2021. And I present that to Chief Thompson. We also have another award that goes to the agency. This is our gold level. Each one of our agencies that participates with us, everything that they do throughout the year, meeting in our meetings, submitting reports, doing everything that they're supposed to do, they have the opportunity to qualify for a certain rank, and gold, silver, and bronze, gold being the best. The wonderful thing about this is if y'all get gold again this year, you have the opportunity to draw for a free car next year. So we're hoping that y'all stay on the same track you're on this year, right? So again, I just want to throw that out. And this is the gold level for the police department. And Chief, I want to give that to you too. You have your hands full before you leave. All right, appreciate that. Thank you. We also have, in the same categories, officers are nominated. And again, Parkville City's just racking up tonight. Miss Jessica Dellinger, right? I have to make sure I pronounce your name right this time. When she was Rookie of the Year last year, I mispronounced her name, and she was quick to correct me. She was nominated and accepted as the Officer of the Year for Category 3, and that was not only in this area, that was for the whole state of South Carolina. Wow. So that was a great honor to have, and I'll read that award. It says, the South Carolina Department of Public Safety presents the Officer of the Year to Lance Corporal Jessica Dellinger, Parkville Police Department, for excelling in areas of DUI arrests, DUI victim services, and anti-underage drinking programs in South Carolina during 2021. Present that.
Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you guys.
Chief, thank you, all the other officers, HPD, thank you very much. We appreciate all the hard work you do in your pursuit of that.
Thank you.
All right. That concludes the presentation section. On to the manager. Mr. Manager. Okay. Take a little water break.
So just a couple things to announce. First of all, once you let the city has adopted Juneteenth through policy, so I signed that policy into effect last week, and we adopted federal holiday along with the rest of America. And so June 20th will be off on that basis, so the office will be closed. So we'll send out notices to everyone, and we'll notice that traffic pickup will be suspended just for that day. I do have two new staff I want to introduce tonight. Kimberly, why don't you introduce your staff, and then I'll introduce the next one.
Okay. Joining the HR department is Joy Belton Robinson, and she will be primarily over our employment and recruiting. So she will be bringing us good talent into the city of Parkville so that we can continue to thrive and flourish. And I did snag another state employee, as y'all know I'm from the state. So I did snag another state employee, but we're bringing in good state employees to the city.
Welcome.
Let's speak with another good state employee that I stole. Philip Bethea, would you stand? This is our new Director of Public Services. So we'll start, and then we're very excited to have him before. Want to say a few words, or just hi?
I'm excited to be here. I was a state employee. In my previous job, I got to work in a lot of 8 different counties, so I got to see a lot of different towns and cities. I have always admired City of Parkville and the pride that y'all take in y'all's community, in y'all's area, in town itself, and I look forward to hopefully continuing that and working well with everybody and getting to meet each new person as they come along. And I appreciate it. Thank you.
This is your 7th day, is that right?
This is my, yeah, it is Saturday. You are correct. Second week,
And you keep coming, yeah, you keep coming back. It's good. Well, welcome to both of you. We're really excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Anything else, sir? All right, moving on to the business section. See if we can't do this expeditiously.
Before you do it, I'm so excited over it because I did ask him to say this earlier. Today I got the count on the water park for the Splash and Grades program, and we had noticed that the post had went viral, right, when we posted about it. And as of today, we've had 971 students use it. That is impressive for that. Last year, like per day, I was getting about 8 kids a day. This year so far, average per day, 69 kids have been coming off
Fantastic.
of
Well, how
that.
big is the pool? That's
It-
for-
Oh, but anybody can bring that in for Splash and Grades program,
I'm just
anybody.
thinking of the number of students we have in
Right.
the county, that's probably a. real
I know,
issue,
so
though.
it had a big reach with the post this year that Elise had done, and it's showing in the numbers. So, sorry to interrupt him, I
No,
was so
that's-
excited that, I know that y'all love that program, so I want to be able to highlight that it's been very successful this year.
And again, that program is anyone with an A or B can come and get a to the water.
Yeah.
So Casey and I don't really know that much about that. But it's all we're very excited because that brings in new kids to the park and just to get to experience it in a fun manner. So very excited.
Well, we'll move on to ordinance 4432, the budget. Mr. Manager, would you publish it by title and presentation?
So do you want to, I'll publish it first. We do ordinance 4432 to adopt the budgets for the city of Hartsville, South Carolina for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2022 and ending June 30, 2023.
All right. Heard the ordinance by presentation. I'll open the public hearing. If you have any, if anybody would like to speak, please come forward, state your name and address, keep your comments to 2 minutes or less. Hearing none, I think we'll move on. Do I have a motion to approve the final reading and waive the complete reading?
Mr. Mayor, make a motion that we approve the ordinance 4432.
Thank you, Ms. Mack. Second. Have a first and a second. All right, any discussion? Yes? No, good. All right then, well, let's vote on it. All those in favor of approving ordinance 4432 to adopt the budget, please indicate so by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Congratulations. We have passed our budget. All right, moving on to the next one, ordinance 4433. Again, Mr. Manager, if you would.
Yes, sir. It's to amend Chapter 70, Solid Waste, Article 1 in general, Section 70-3, Commercial Solid Waste User Fee.
All right. We got a number of members of the public here. Would you mind doing the real brief explanation of what we're trying to do?
Sure. So this one is just increasing the commercial rates by 3%. Nothing very glamorous. but
Okay, all right.
It's to help us keep up with current costs and raise inflation.
Gotcha. I was, confusing the words.
It's all right.
All right, I'll open the public hearing. If you have any comments, please come forward. Hearing none, do I have a motion to approve the final reading of ordinance 4433?
So moved.
Have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion on that?
No discussion as much. I had one question from a business owner that was asking, and you guys would answer that. If they said they didn't want their roll cart because they rarely use it and everything, would they also be giving up all the other privileges that come along with that? Would they not get anything picked up out front of their business? So I didn't know the answer to that.
So it depends if they're a commercial.
Yeah, it's a
roll cart. We don't offer the same services for commercial, so they have to pay for it. If they don't have the commercial pickup, then they would not get the same.
Well, they've been
services.
they put limbs up, they have a service, every once in a while they had some limbs that go out there, so that's the only thing, it's not ongoing.
Right.
So they just wondered if the two tied together, they just said they use their cart once every 6 months
Right.
maybe, and just wondered if that would alleviate.
Once you give me the address, I can look into it and see what the best answer would be for that. It might be case by case.
Anything else? And then all those in favor, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Ordinance 4433 passes. Okay. Let me make sure I go to the right one. 4434 to amend the zoning map. Mr. Manager, would you publish it by title and presentation?
Yes, sir. It's to amend the City of Hartsville official zoning map by rezoning of property identified as 507 East Carolina Avenue, tax map number 056-0701009 from campus CA to professional P1.
Okay. Do we have any, I'll open the public hearing. All right, public hearing's open. Would anyone like to make any comments on that? All right. Well, I hereby close the public hearing and entertain a motion to approve the final reading.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please indicate so by saying aye.
Discussion first.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Make sure
Yeah,
that
discussion.
Coker doesn't sell this to some tall fellow from the farm too much investment business.
How
As long as it's done that, I'm okay.
Especially not for Marshall. Anything else? Vote then. All those indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Ordinance 4435 is approved. Okay, another solid waste ordinance, 4436. Mr. Manager, if you would, publish it by title and presentation. I've got it in front of me 3 times and I still can't read it. All right. 4435, if you would do that.
I'll read whatever you want. So ordinance 4435 is to amend the lease to T-Mobile South LLC as successor in interest to Triton PCS Property Company LLC DBA T-Mobile USA Incorporated for their installation of cellular equipment on the Pool Street water tower.
Okay. It's just some cellular antennas on the water tower. I'll open the public hearing. If anyone has any comments on that, hearing none, public hearing is closed. I would entertain a motion to approve 4435.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on that? All those in favor, please indicate so by saying aye.
Aye.
So I think the ayes have it, that's unanimous. 4435 is approved. Now, on to 4436, if you would, Mr. Manager.
Yes, sir. An ordinance of the City of Hartsville, South Carolina to amend by repealing and replacing Chapter 70 Solid Waste, Article 2 Containers, Section 70-34 Placement of Yard Debris, and Chapter 70 Solid Waste, Article 3 Collection, Section 70-64 Tree Limbs, Cutting Shrubbery, and Yard Debris, and Section 70-68 Disposition of Fallen Leaves of the City's Code ordinance.
Is that all?
That's it.
Could you translate that for us?
I'd be happy to. So this is a yard waste debris overhaul. We are moving to bagged for small leaves, grass clippings, things like that. We're all going to be put into either a roll cart or into bag by ordinance. What we're going to be doing is we're going to have roll carts. We're going to start ramping the program up starting in January 1st, and then we're also going to have bags that will be available for the first year. But the idea is to get them out of the storm drains. You might drive through the city and see little small piles of debris. That takes an inordinate amount of time to pick up because we have to use a piece of equipment to suck it up or to pick it up. So what we're doing is trying to clean it up, our roadways, help our crews out to be more efficient, save the taxpayers money by eliminating wasteful man hours and wasteful times to landfill, and then also help our storm drains out because it's also any grass clippings on the side eventually makes its way into a storm drain. So this is a major overhaul. This is important for the health of our city and also for the health of our sanitation program.
Thank you.
Sir.
I read over that, it mentioned disposable bag.
Yes.
Disposable bag, was it biodegradable or?
So I believe that we had some discussions about changing that from disposable to compostable bags. There is a difference, I believe.
Right.
What we were looking at was totally compostable bags that will just degrade in the landfill. Anything that's accepted by the Darlington County landfill or the county landfill is what we're going to take.
I just wanted to make a point, just to keep it from being something like plastic.
Right, that was my question, when I read it. So, are these bags gonna be available through what means?
So to start the program off, you can either purchase them yourselves if you so choose. We're also going to have roll carts that are going to be available just like the recycling. Roll carts that are available by request. For the first year, we are planning on buying bags that citizens can request from us so that we can hand them out to them a certain amount. But for the time being, we're moving to citizens will be in charge of their own bags at some point if they don't want a roll cart.
Thank you.
If I look at those unintended consequences, positive unintended consequences, a lot of people will go, maybe I don't need to put those out there and they can do their own composting or use them more for landscaping. Something, instead of just putting them out there. If I've got to bag them, then it will create different habits that maybe will be even better when we carry them less things.
Something I also forgot to mention that is a good point with that is that we also will be looking at adding a service that we haven't added before. So currently we pick up large piles of debris with a knuckle or a tin cloth, you see the contraption around things. We're looking at limiting that only to 2 times a week because now we'll be able to get most of the small debris will go into the roll carts or the bags. But in addition to be able to pick up the large limbs twice a week still, bi-weekly, bi-monthly, yes, twice a month, not twice a week. We also will add in furniture, so you can place your furniture on top of it for free. So currently it's a $15 charge per item that you put out on the curb. If you put that in with your yard waste, it can go to the same landfill, and we'll pick that up for free now. So that is a new service we're going to offer in conjunction with this to help eliminate some of those dump piles that happen throughout the city when people just don't know that they can take it somewhere else, we'll take it for you. Just anything, nothing with metal can go into those yard debris piles and nothing with trash can go to the
Appliance-wise.
Appliances still, if you call us, we'll help you with a separate fee for that.
And also, bathroom fixtures, you see commodes sitting outside the street.
Appliances, white goods such as those are not going to be picked up in this same yard debris pile, but any furniture, mattresses can be put in there actually, couches. A little bit of the metal can get in there, I think, because the couches are taken. But for the most part, it's dressers, things like that, and chairs.
So this is future plan.
This is part of the ordinance, it's part of the
Part of the current-
part of the current ordinance.
Because
It'll
it
be
is
like
such a
twice a-
major change, sorry, because it is such a big change, that's why there will be a phase, right, a phased approach to it, to make sure that we get the communication across.
That's-
Also, I
that's
wanted to,
important.
Yes,
correct.
we'll have a massive campaign to
Yeah.
what's going on.
And I will note too that, in the previous year, we had 115 of the carts purchased. I believe Bobby has one, I think you have one too. So we've been testing it, in some of the neighborhoods to see how it would work and if it would be successful. And since this went well, that was the determination to move forward.
The pilot program went well, so we are ramping up the program.
And that was gonna get picked up now on the day of your trash.
Correct, your trash pickup.
Your trash can only goes out or anytime.
So you can put out the brown cart anytime when your trash is being put. The recycling.
Trash
still
carts
has to
go out, and the brown cart can go out.
Brown cart can go out just the same time.
And then,
Let us know if we're saying it wrong,
That's
Vincent.
right.
I'm Vincent, if we're saying
Did a
it
great
wrong.
job.
we also let, the general public know that this is not for an eviction.
Right, we'll be handling, so evictions are mandated by state law, there's certain regulations that go into effect for that, so the landlord is responsible for taking up any of the evicted materials that are placed out to curb. The tenant has 48 hours, 72
Yes.
hours, 48 hours to get their materials, and so the landlord will still be responsible for that, or we will pick that up for a fee, but we want the people to pick it up themselves. So
Things
this-
can't be set out by the road for what, 24 hours ahead of time or 48 hours? We're not
Still the
supposed to
same
put it
as
out.
with general garbage, we want those to be put out the night before, so it doesn't clutter up the roadways.
What's our availability right now on the, roll carts, the brown roll carts?
So we're purchasing, in the budget we just approved, we're purchasing another 300 roll carts. And again, we're gonna offer the bags for the first year to help with that. This will be a code enforcement thing, but we're gonna be allowing some grace period to have these done. And it'll be a massive educational campaign to let them know what's going on with changes. This is a big change from
It
what,
would
but
make a tremendous difference.
We do believe it will make a tremendous
It will clean up
difference.
the city so much.
yes.
Y'all
the
were all
entire
here
city.
when we had the yellow bags, that was a county thing, and that was a brouhaha for a long time. It was so much so we eventually said, I'm not gonna do it, people resisted. That came down a different way, communication will be key.
We're hitting this, people want this, the flooding is such an issue in town, this is directly tied to fixing some of the flooding issues. All those debris are covering up our storm drains. The close to $10 million for the FEMA grant, which matches $900,000, a lot of that work is being done just to clear debris that's from